All right, y'all. So what's up, man? It's your boy Rick Roger, the Hitmaker, and we are back with another episode of A Piece of God. And this time, I have my wife with me for the first time.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
She likes to hide, y'all. I be trying to get her on the podcast wave, because she always got good things to talk about, and I think y'all should be part of the conversation sometimes. So, how you feeling?
I feel good. I'm here. I feel real good.
Speak up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but speak up a little bit.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel real good.
All right, so I have a lot of questions for you.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna kind of bounce around with them and stuff. All right, so we just came back from Baltimore.
Yes.
You've been with me to Chicago. You got to experience that. So what was your experience like this time around in Baltimore?
Man, Baltimore was a vibe. The whole penthouse, that was like super dope. I love being in the city. I'm from the city, so just being that high up and I get to see like it seemed like the whole world, honestly, but it was definitely a vibe. The people was a vibe. I just felt comfortable, real comfortable.
Good. Would you go back?
Hmm?
Would you go back?
Absolutely. I'm definitely going back.
All right. So, like I said, there's millions of questions.
Music questions?
Millions of
questions. All right, let's
So
go.
I'm just going to start with where did your drive for wanting to become an entrepreneur like kick off? Where did it start?
Oh, I think it came from just being in the military. I remember there was a time where I was looking at like the pay grades, and I had seen that like once you get to like a certain amount of years, like there's a cap. And I was like, there's no way in the world like I can see myself in the military for like 17 years and there's like a cap on how much I can make. It just didn't make sense to me. So, just being in the military, just working all the time, not really having a break. I was like, I don't really want to work for anybody anymore. I want to work for myself. So,
How has it been for you?
I love it.
What is the first thing you started doing as an entrepreneur, though?
The first thing I started to do was I started doing hair. That was the first thing I did. I started to do hair, and then I started my own hair extension line.
How was that?
It was dope. It was new, very new. So what I did was what did I do? I Googled what was the hair industry like, what it would be like in like the next few years. And so that's when I came across color. So that's when I started having different color hairs. My wigs would like glow up in the dark sometimes. But I noticed that out here it was so fresh. So everybody wasn't really on it. So I was kind of like doing my own thing.
How long before we met were you selling the hair?
I want to say probably about I came back. It's probably about a year.
Okay, so
Maybe
it wasn't
like
that
I
long.
don't even think. Yeah, about a year. Maybe a year.
That's good. What made you stop selling the hair?
Because like they wasn't ready for it out here. Virginia gets things a little slow, especially when it comes to like fashion, beauty industry. They get everything kind of slow. So when I was doing the color hair, everybody was kind of nervous about it. Didn't really want to pay the money for it. Of course, like the wigs and all that was fairly new as well. So I was like, I'm kind of tired of it. And then I went to the Africans. I remember going to the Africans and we was talking about hair. And I realized how much easier it was to braid because the braiding hair only like what $5, $6. You can get that from any beauty supply store. And then when it came to the hair, you had to get a good vendor. You're spending like over 120, $130 per wig. So it was more affordable.
For sure, for sure. All right, so what are some of the things you wish you would have done different, like early on in your entrepreneurial career?
Um, One of the things I wish I would have kept doing the hair extension line. I really enjoyed it. I wish I didn't give up. I felt like I stopped a little bit too early because I swear, like literally when I stopped, I feel like everybody picked it up.
Right.
And I was like, dang. But I wish I would have did that. What else do I wish? The business aspect of it. I wish that I like really had like my um my business stuff together as far as like my business credit, establishing credit. I knew about it and it kind of like seemed a little hard for me like when I heard about it. So I kind of didn't want to like, dab into it. But I wish I would have, not been so, I don't know, like not kind of just ignored it. I wish I would have hopped on it.
All right, so before we end the part of the entrepreneur thing, what would you say to anyone who's hesitating on getting started with like just putting their foot out there as far as being an entrepreneur?
I just say go for it. The first step is always the hardest step. So once you take that step, I say go for it. It's always trial and error. That's with anything that you do. So you're gonna learn as you grow, and also like learn from other people's mistakes. Not even mistakes, but just learn from other people. Like if you know anybody that's an entrepreneur, we have social media, so we always can Google people. Um, just learn, like see what that person did. And also learn like the business side of it. Always learn the business side of it. I feel like that's like very important as far as being an entrepreneur because it gives you, you start understanding how to talk to people, how to really take your business serious. I know as entrepreneurs, it's kind of hard for people to take you serious, especially if, you knew Nunu, when Nunu was, y'all went to school together and now Nunu has this business, it's kind of hard to like separate the two. So just having that business etiquette, that's very important.
Yeah, I think that's one things I don't like about being like local. Even though you have to be local somewhere, no matter where you move to, you're gonna be a local. But being like, even though you're from New York, you went to school here, so you're like local here. Like, but it's just weird because it's like you're literally selling to the people you grew up with. You know what I'm saying? That kind of makes it weird a little bit. You always got new people, yeah, but the bulk, like the main people are the people that you came up with, like people from school, stuff like that. All right, yeah. So let's get into your background as, I'm gonna say, a Christian, for sure. What was your first introduction to Christianity like in your life in general?
My first introduction would be just me going to church. I used to usher. You
And
know,
what is a usher for people who have no idea what that is?
Okay, so look, I still really don't know what a usher really is, but I know that we used to lead the choir. So we used to have our all white suits on, little dress
Lead
suit.
meaning like walk them in.
Yeah, like that we'll lead
Okay,
them.
ushering around like
Yeah, like so
okay,
we'll lead them.
like
So
chaperone kind of thing.
I remember, we had like the two step, to the music, and I was the first one because I was the smallest one. And then, after we led, then the choir would follow us. So I think that's what it is.
So what was your idea of what was going on in church like as a child? Like did you have any idea what was really going on?
I had no idea. The only thing I knew was that, it was the Lord's house. You stayed up. You did not fall asleep because grandma would definitely hit you if you fell asleep. You stayed up. We had candy there, little peppermints, and I had to lead the choir.
All right, so when we met, we both was like everywhere with our ideas, like aliens and not believing in Jesus and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So what was it in your life that made you fall away from the whole idea of like Christianity per se?
I guess just not like fully understanding what it was. I know one of the things was that my pastor at the time, I think we called him like a reverend. Yeah, he was a reverend. I don't know, pastor reverend. I don't even know if that's like tomato. I don't know how that works, but he was a reverend, and I just didn't feel comfortable around him. And so as a little girl, like after church, we're all meeting up, we're hugging on the reverend and stuff. And when it was my turn to go, I'm like about to pass out because I'm so nervous, and it just felt weird.
Did he ever do anything to you to make you feel like that, or you just always felt that way
No, he
about
didn't do
him?
anything at all. He was nice to me, but I just always felt weird. Just being around him, like something just didn't feel right. But it later turned out, that he had a lot going on. So when I heard that, I was kind of like, eh. And then I don't know. I guess just life just really just took its course. I remember one time there was a point where I was kind of mad at God. So I kind of like yelled at him and stuff.
What was you mad about?
I was just mad about my situation. I didn't understand. I felt like from what I thought I knew was that, good people, good things happen to good people, and that was it. Like I didn't think that people actually went through stuff. Like, if they were good, I didn't think that they actually went through like something bad. So, I was going through a lot as a young kid, and I used to be like, why is this happening to me? Like I'm good. Like, I'm not bad. Like what is going on? And so I kind of, was upset with him for a little while.
All right, so around what age was it that you decided to give it like another shot? Because that's what it was for me. I was just like, I was kind of fed up with my life at the same time too, and then I was also around. I was inspired by some of the people I was around. It was like just a difference in everybody's countenance, which is they aura, they smile, they everyday being. Like it was different than what I grew up being around, like gangsters and all of that. Everybody mean mugging and stuff. So what was it for you that said, you know what, I want to give this another shot?
Um, I don't remember exactly like what occurred, but I remember like right before I met you, I called myself like getting closer to God, and I remember I picked up a Bible, and when I picked it up, of course, I was starting with Genesis, and so I think I got like the King James version, and so I'm just reading, and I'm just like I'm reading, I ended up scratching my head. I'm like, wait a minute, like this is a lot going on, and then I started thinking, I'm like, man, I'm like, there's people all around the world, like what made me think that this is the one? Like, I'm like, they got good people, that's out there like doing way more good than I'm doing. And it was like the thou, thee, thy. I was just like, it just went over my head, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna pray.
Yeah, I
And
think that's what it was for me too. Trying to
yeah,
read something that I didn't understand, and not
no
even a
clue,
little bit.
no clue.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then it was
I
like
don't
all
know
the
who
names
decided
in
to
the
do
Bible in the
that.
first. I was like, whoa, like, and then it was like, then he had this and this, and like everybody was having kids, and I'm like, this is a lot.
All right, so considering where you were in your walk now, what would you say some of the differences you notice in like your own life?
Like what you mean?
Just like your everyday life, the way you think about things, and because at one point, no, we didn't believe in Jesus at all, but
Right.
now it's like love the name Jesus. We bumping worship music every day. We switched out the secular music. So how is that stuff like playing out in your life? Like, how do you feel about yourself?
I feel like it's like it's more peaceful. Like I wouldn't even say more peaceful because I really didn't have peace. But it just seems more like comfortable. Like, I don't have to I'm not in a situation where I have to be worried. Worrying was always a thing for me. Like I'm not in a situation where like I'm in danger. I have to like constantly look over my shoulder. Like the people that's in Christ, and the ones that I meet through you. Like everybody's just chill. Everybody's smiling from ear to ear. Like I'm like, okay, like this is cool. Like like okay, cool.
Was it hard to let the secular music go for you?
Oh man, I love my yeah. I love my secular music, but I mean, yeah, because it's the beat. It's really the beat that really gets to you. But then I was like, it just gotta go. It got to a point where I just didn't even care to listen to it anymore.
Right. What about it did you not want to hear no more though?
Um, I just got tired of like the sex for one. I feel like it got really outrageous. Like now girls they just putting it all on the table. Like they ain't leaving nothing for at home. Like everything is just out there. And then drugs and the violence. Like they talk about shooting people moms' houses up and carrying the Glockies, and I can't keep up with that type of lifestyle.
Right.
Like it's a lot.
Looking back at it now though, being that we all did indulge in some of them things, what do you think enticed you about that lifestyle like growing up? Like what did you like about that lifestyle when you was growing up?
I never liked that lifestyle.
You just had to be around it?
Yeah, I was just always around it. So I was not like in it. I was a lot like you. Like I was definitely around it. Of course, growing up in Brooklyn and growing up in, Virginia when I came out here and Newport News and stuff, but I was always around it, but I never really liked it. Like I never really was like involved. Like I was around, but I didn't really like it.
So as a woman, what do you think when you see people like Beyonce, making single lady music or bump these men music, but they have husbands at home? Like, what do you think when you see stuff like that?
The industry. I look at it like from a business a business aspect. So I understand, why they're doing it, but I also feel like, I don't agree with why they do it. Because I mean, I wouldn't want. I just couldn't see myself creating music that's pushing people to be single when I have a whole husband and a family. So I feel like that's like leading people the wrong way. I wouldn't want anything that I do to lead somebody down the wrong path.
Are you prepared as a Christian to be offensive by speaking the truth?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always pretty straightforward.
Are you prepared for the backlash too?
Yeah, I don't really care about that.
I'm just asking because I just want to pick your brain. I got my own mind about Christianity and how it is and how it works and what I get into and what I watch. So it's just exciting to be able to sit and talk to you about the things that that you get into. Like, what is your favorite worship song at this point?
Something about the name Jesus.
Do you remember that song from being a child?
Definitely.
Where I remember it, but it hit way different now.
Yeah, it definitely hits a lot different, but that's just a song that just it touches you in so many ways. Like for I don't even know the guy named but rest in peace to him, but just that voice. Like and I'm not really big on singing. I don't know if I ever told you, but when I hear people sing, like people, if we're at like a show or something and somebody say they're gonna sing, I'm gonna like close my ears. Like hoping and praying, hoping and praying, hoping and praying that it turns out good.
Does it come from seeing people not sound good, or what is it about singing that you want to close your ears?
I don't know. I just think it's something with just sound. Period. Like just certain sounds, kind of like my ears are very sensitive to it. So if it don't sound good, I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like I'm kind of panicking for them. But just his voice, like it's just like it's on a whole nother level. Like that's a gift. A gift.
Yeah, that song is hard. I never in a million years thought I would be the one riding down the interstate bumping worship music. Crying too.
Me either.
Like sometimes I really be in the car crying. I don't even be knowing why. I think I be feeling bad because I be doing bad sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just me, yeah. Sometimes I cry because I feel bad, and then sometimes I cry because I'm grateful at the same time.
Yeah,
because my life could be different right now. I could be around like a different crowd of people, just doing any and everything I wanted to do without being accountable. But it feel good, like, and I'm happy I get a chance to not force it on my children, but being that it's a change in my life, it's part of my everyday life. It's not just I'm a Christian on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, I really be trying to do what I got to do or do the best things I could do. Research, read my Bible. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how I even got to this point. You know what I'm saying? Let alone us together. Like, and that's a beautiful thing to me, too, that I don't have to do it alone. Like, the person that I'm married to, we get to do it together.
Yeah, I definitely love that. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about like the backlash? Are you ready for it?
I wasn't prepared for it at first.
You wasn't?
I didn't think so many people would hate Jesus so much. Like,
yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
I think
it actually at first it made me stop sharing my beliefs at first. Not that I wanted to not let no one I believe, but I'm like, I literally had to delete my Facebook. That's when I deleted it. Yeah, Facebook and Instagram, because I was like, dang, I'm finally happy. I finally found a little bit of peace, and then everybody that I've been knowing for the whole time on Facebook has something to say. Like, everybody like kind of like hate Jesus a little bit, but now I'm starting to see just more Christians supporting it.
The algorithm's changing.
Yeah, but that joint was crazy. I just don't understand. I do understand, but I don't know, because even for me, I used to like hate Jesus as if I knew him for real. Like, I think just because so many people just used to, it was like envy, kind of like, I don't care about this man being perfect. Like, what are you gonna do for me? Like,
you hated Jesus.
Yeah, but I never even met him before. You know what I'm saying? I just never read the Bible or nothing. I just didn't. Because every time his name was brought up, it was brought to me in a sense to make me look like I'm a bad person in what I was doing. I thought I was a good person.
Oh, that's self-accountability.
Yeah, I was not trying to hear. You can ask Vaughn. I used to argue with Vaughn and Izzy all the time. Like, man, get out of here with that Jesus, but I want to hear all that. Yeah. For real, I really was against it. Like, for real.
Dang, I think my thing with Jesus was I wasn't buying like Jesus was white. Like that was a whole problem for me. Like, and I didn't like the fact that every time I went on Google, they showed a white Jesus. That bothered me.
What about it bother you though? What if he really was white? Would it still bother you?
No,
Would you be a Christian now if he was really white?
yeah, I mean, I don't care about the color, but we all know he wasn't white.
Everybody don't know.
Well, now you know. He wasn't white. That's just what it was. He wasn't white. So I just felt like I felt like it was like I don't know. It just kind of bothered me because I just know for a fact that he just wasn't white, and I'm just like, why they make him white?
Nah, I get it. That was one of the things for me too. It's the trickery. But
Yeah,
I
like that's
understand it now though. When I
yes,
understand why
now.
they do it, but I get it. I get like what they was trying to do.
Absolutely.
So what would you say to the person right now who's struggling with like believing in Jesus himself?
I just say ask Jesus to reveal himself to you, and he will. That's what I had to do. It was to a point where I was just asking him every single day.
For real?
Yeah.
I was worried at first. I ain't gonna lie.
Worried about what?
Because I didn't know how serious you were about it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I didn't want you to be doing it because I was doing it. Like I want because the whole work out your own salvation thing is like no matter how hard I wanted you to do it, you still have to do it on your own. It's not really anything I could do until you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior for real.
I feel like Jesus is in everybody. So it's like no matter how much you try to like stray away from it, like he's always there. So I always felt like he was there. You know what I mean? Like I probably just didn't have like a clear understanding of who he was, you know, but I always felt like he was there. So I just kept praying like every night I would just say just, reveal, just ask him to reveal himself to me.
So when you do read the Bible sometimes, or when we read it sometimes, or when you come across the right way to do things, did it ever like how did it make you look at the way you were living compared to the way you supposed to live? As far as like love, let's use love as a topic. We all search for love for our whole life. We all been in long relationships where we thought that's what we had, but what does it mean for you to actually know what love really is?
Love is still like a hard one for me. I feel like I'm still learning with love.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I feel like I never really knew what love was. You know what I mean? Or even if the ideal love of what everybody thought it was, I don't think that I ever really had that too.
I don't. None of us know what it
So
is, bro. All of us got a different definition of it, actually.
yeah, so I guess I was just lost with the whole love part, but I definitely understand like just like the whole love is kind and love is not boastful. Like I definitely understand that because I mean I just look at people and like we all go through different situations. Like everybody has their own upbringing, so like just to love on people, I think that that's very important. I even one of the things I do is like I love women, not like I love women because I work with women. So I'm a hairstylist. So one of the things I notice is that like everybody goes through their stuff, but this is just me just talking about women. Kind of different if I was to do it men, but I just know women just go through a lot of things, and one of the things I do is when I see a woman, I always compliment them, and that was kind of like also to like just helped me kind of like spread that love and what I thought love was. But like if I see a woman and I don't care if her face is just looking so balled up or whatever the case may be, like I always made it my mission to find something on her to, compliment her. And I noticed every single time that I did it, like it always just changed like their whole mood, like so fast, so quick, and it just, puts them in a happy place. And yeah.
Yeah, it hit different when you actually realize that everybody really really is dealing with something really really
Yeah,
deep, and everybody really really could probably be wanting to like take themselves out.
man, I'm telling you, that's a lot.
And it's weird to say, but it's comforting in a weird way to know you're not the only one, because not in a sense where you happy that you know everybody is feeling bad, but it's way worse when you're feeling bad and then you feel alone at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
bad. I know. I don't even know how my depression started for real. I just know it was. I just never liked myself because most situations I got in, it definitely came from like women. You know what I'm saying? Because I always was a cool guy. Like I always had friends. Like I was always cool with the nerds, the gangsters, and like everybody. I was always the one that blend in, just like how my life is now. Like I fit in because I'm just a kind of person, but
Mhm.
I guess like dealing with like heartbreak and stuff like that, it makes you feel like you're not worth anything.
Right.
Like you have no type of value. And even no matter how much I used to lean on who I was as an artist, it was like, you know, because when you get in a relationship, you got to separate the two. I can't be Rick Rogers like as a husband. I have to be Richard Rogers. Like, so it's like you got to separate the two. So it's like I could never really always just wear the confidence of the rapper because I know who I am as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? But as Richard, it's like, man, you can't never keep no woman. You can't do this. You're not as fly as everybody and stuff. But nowadays, I'm cool. I don't even be thinking about that stuff for real.
Yeah, I mean, you cool to me. Shoot,
Yeah, that's one thing I liked about you too.
that's definitely.
You didn't really judge me too hard on like what I wore and how I dressed. You did like want me to be fresher and
Yeah,
groom
like
myself
try
and
like
all
a
of that
little,
stuff.
like a little
But
bit of sauce. I like definitely like a little bit of sauce.
I'm just country. I'm like a big country dude. I used to always be outside with no shoes on, cut my feet at the park with drawers on, sliding down the jump.
I'm weak.
I never really was into clothes or nothing for real. And I think it's because we never really had it like that growing up. Like, I probably had like one pair of Jordans like my whole life. Like, not life, but my whole high school, elementary to high school life. I had like probably one pair of Jordans. I used to get like Iverson and stuff though.
Okay.
But it was mainly like shell toes was my thing. Like,
I like me some shell toes Adidas. I think with you though, like not I think, but like with you was always different. And I kind of look at things like I never really like followed the crowd, so to say. So I just knew that you were special. And then it was like all the lit people were coming to you.
yeah.
So to me, you were lit. You know, like you had everything. Like you were very talented. Like you was in your own lane. You didn't really follow that crowd, and like that's what stuck out to me is the fact that you did your own thing. Like you stood on your own thing. You had your own business going on. Like and all the popular people, if you want to say, like they were coming to you. So I figured that you was the one with the sauce.
I am the one with
I mean, now you are the one with the sauce.
All right, so I don't want to cut it short, but your camera is going dead. Okay. So we're going to pick this up. I enjoyed this.
Oh, so we kind of short.
Well, we don't have to cut it short. We have another camera here. We'll just stop.
You can move it right there. There we go. Boom.
We can focus on this one.
Or you could just move it a little bit over.
All right, what I will do though is stop this and pick it back up. All right, yeah. So
I'm sorry.
we were talking about me just being, I guess, different or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I always, even when I met you, you were talking to people that I worked with, and I didn't understand what you would want with me.
You were different.
Because I wasn't like them. They had money, they had chains, they were popping in the clubs and stuff like that. But I don't know if that was like depression or self-doubt or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it was weird. But I knew after you got me to do the graphic, I said, yo, if she hit me up again. I said, if she hit me up again, she want to talk to me.
I definitely want to talk about that. So I always tell you, like, I remember I used to tell you, like, it was always like, I feel like that was always God's plan. I feel like it was always God's plan because just the fact that, like, your CD was in my car for a long time. Like, I remember, just dealing with somebody and them coming, like, to North Carolina. And the first thing they say when they come to the door is like, yo, this dude, Rick Rogers, is like the hardest artist. And I'm like, who is that? I'm like, whatever. Cause, I'm in the military. So, like, that's like a whole nother world. Like, like I'm in a whole nother world. And then I also remember, like, coming home one time and I'm in front of the kids' grandparents' house and you on the radio and Jack of Spades is shouting you out. I'm like, dang, that sound like That sound like the music. I always knew the music was different because I always would refer back to like Gucci Man, like how he used to do his mixtapes, and then when he got like known, it sounded different. So I noticed that when you was on the radio, I was like, that sound different, but I didn't know that you were the same person. And then I moved back here, and then somebody ain't really like you, and I'm like, okay, well, it still didn't register that you was the same person. But then what really got to me was I guess I had like a I don't know if you call it like an epiphany. I don't know what you if us Christians can use like epiphany or I don't yeah like a vision, but
Visions
I
for
was
sure.
I was with somebody in tall and chocolate, and they had locks, and it wasn't music playing, but it was something pertaining to music. I just knew that it was music involved, and I think that I know for a fact that that's what really helped me like get out of my current relationship then, because I knew that the person that I was with was not that person. And
Mm-hmm.
so like it was been for a long time like I couldn't get out of it. Like I will always go back, but just having that vision, like I just knew I'm like, all right, this not the right person that God want me to be with. And then I met you. And then when I met you, it was like, oh, like the signs was there, but it was just going over my head every time. So that's why I always say like it was God's plan.
So
Definitely
how
God's
is it
plan.
for you being with somebody that's as talented as me? Because I'm not like just talented. I'm like top tier talented.
It's cool. Like I like it. Like I love it. But it's like to me, I feel like it's hard to see what everybody else see because I'm in it. If that makes sense. Like
But you still
even
hear the music though.
I definitely hear the music. The music is crazy. Like sometimes I be listening like dang, like it be to the point where like if I'm upset with you, like I'm still gonna listen to your music and
That gotta suck.
still be like I'm still gonna feel some type of way, but I'm still gonna listen to your music. Like that's just how it is. Like I don't know, like everything you saying in the music, I could be feeling about you, but it's your music. Like very talented. That's one of the things that really kind of got. That's one of the things that got my attention. I remember after you did my flyer, and then you edited my picture. You was like, "Do you like music?" I
Getting
was
all
like,
nice and
"Yeah."
shiny.
I was like, "I like music," and then you sent me your songs, and I was like, "Oh, this sound like this need to be on the radio." And I was like, that song on my way up. That was that
That
song
was your
that
jam.
made me fall in love. I fell in love with that song. That was the song.
The music do it. My favorite part about you and being with you is that no matter how rough situations get, I still always feel like we met, like we're friends, like we're cool friends. Like you
Yeah,
a cool
homie.
chick, like you a really cool chick.
You the homie. You the homie. And I also feel like when it's I like looking back, like, cause we've been through a lot. Like, man, we've been through some stuff, some real good stuff. But I just feel like it made me it made me think of like a diamond. Or I can think about like a pearl, like just, like something so beautiful has just been created like with so much chaos and so much pressure. So that's how I look at like our marriage and now just our relationship. Like we went through a lot, but I feel like we were definitely destined to be.
Yeah, God, being a Christian definitely, it definitely added like another 20 years to the marriage. Cause sometimes I just be ready to like,
We're ready to dip out on you.
but it's like now I know for a fact that I can't expect anything if I'm not living how God called me to be. So it's like
Hmm.
that's kind of how I judge myself as a man. Like every in every aspect for real. I don't expect no one to say I'm the best father or I'm the best husband or nothing until I get my act together. And it's not like I'm doing it just to do, just to get like praise for it, nothing like that. But it's so real when you start reading the Bible, you really start understanding where you're wrong at and like what you could have been doing better. Like I wish it was a part of my life for my whole entire life. Like I wish I'd never had to go a day without at least like being grateful for life. Cause
Yeah.
I used to, the clouds and the moon, that stuff was just like science to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was interesting, but when you when you really put it in your mind that somebody created that joint, it gives it like a whole nother meaning. It gives life like a whole nother meaning now.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely I love the outside. You know that. I'm an outside person. I don't know, I just outside just always just been my thing because I always been inside. So even like my mom worked a lot, so I was always inside. So when I got outside, it was just like I definitely loved to be outside. Like even if I just sat on the porch, like just loved to be outside, just the smell of the summertime and like just listening to birds. I remember we had a rooster on the block. Like I outside is my thing.
I used to love being outside as a kid. I was outside every day as a kid, basketball court, football. But I think
Snapping turtles.
yeah, catching turtles, crayfish. My mom used to hate that junk.
What is a crayfish?
Crawfish.
Oh,
We call them
crawfish.
crayfish though.
For real?
Crawfish. That junk. I didn't even know people were saying that till I was about 20. I was like, what is a crawfish? Like that's a crayfish. Like
I'm weak.
that's what we used to call it though. But yeah, I didn't I actually used to love being outside, but I think the more my heart got broke, the more insecure I got, the more I stopped wanting to be around people. Actually, I'm just became shy, like just not feeling like you're good enough. I just was shy, like, and even when I perform and stuff, I'm always in the corner, probably with one or two people, but I'm always in the corner, like not talking to nobody.
Really?
Yeah. But I just turned to a whole different like animal like on stage.
Yeah,
though.
definitely different on stage. It's crazy because I had a memory pop up when you performed that charm.
With
And
the
I
red
was like,
pants.
yeah, I was like, I love seeing him perform. Like, definitely. But see, I liked it though. Like, I like you. She was quiet.
Yeah.
You was quiet. Like,
I
I
got a
like the
lot to say, but I
quietness.
just don't.
Yeah, he was quiet. Like, I like that.
Which could be a good thing. Not always saying what's on your mind
Yeah,
all the time.
definitely.
Cause I definitely like, I don't know, being around like all the different labels and being in different rooms with all the popular rappers and stuff. I don't like when people be being cocky.
Yeah, I feel like you supposed to. I mean, to me, I like to be the loudest one, but the quietest one. If that makes sense. Like I don't want to have to. Oh, I'm this, I'm that person. Like I just rather like my work ethic just speak for itself.
Yeah, some people think being cocky is like the way to be. I
Yeah,
think like believing in yourself and being cocky is like two different things, because you could
absolutely.
believe in yourself and acknowledge who you are and what you do, but some people really be in the room trying to be like that person, and it's like, especially when it comes to music, if I'm in the room, it's like, okay, I'm here though. Like, it's like when the music plays, like, all right,
You're right.
yeah. So
You be saucing. I definitely get that though. But being the quietest one, but the making the loudest noise, I think like that's us. We got that hand in hand. I say
yeah,
too much. The work speak for itself.
nah, for sure, for sure. I can't wait to see what God gonna do with the whole situation, because just you coming to me talking about, yo, I want to do deliverance.
Man, I don't know what guy got going on with me.
What made me realize you were serious about it is when we had like a really bad fallout one time, and I had went to Chicago. It was more than a fallout, but we ain't gonna talk about that. When we get older in our marriage and we develop more, we'll reveal some things.
Talk about it.
But
Listen, ain't no
When-
shame in my game.
when I woke up and you was reading Moses, I was like, okay, all right,
I don't know why I don't remember that.
because you was reading what we was going through something.
Mm-hmm.
I was in church in Chicago,
Okay.
and we was like basically gonna get a divorce. Like maybe it was just another argument, but that's just what it was at the time. Like
Right.
every time you argue, it's real to me. It's not like
Yeah.
it becomes just another argument after we get back together. Like after we come back
Right.
together, but in the moment, I'm like,
we done.
yeah, it's like in the moment, we be done. But
Signing the papers.
what it was I was in church praying that everything work out, everything get better, like repenting and stuff for not responding and stuff like that. But the sermon that Marcus had preached that day, not even knowing what we was going through, when I came back home, you was reading the same exact part that he was preaching in the junk. So I'm like, yo, like, because now that I have God in my life, I don't believe in coincidence no more. I feel like God does everything strategically for a purpose. And but yeah, that was the first time, because I used to be like, she don't even read her Bible. Like, I don't, is she, like, what she get baptized for? Like, I just didn't know. Like,
throat, y'all.
But I was like, that was the first time I was like, okay, maybe she's 100% like in it like me. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, just having people like live in my life is like, he always remind me, like, there's no amount of persuasion that I can do to make you do anything. Like, God's gonna do it on his own time. So you saying you want to do deliverance was crazy for me, because I could vision you doing that junk. Like,
I could see me. I feel like God just he keep putting the bug in my ear, and I'm just like, all right, let me not ignore. Like, I didn't ignore it 3 signs with you. I could have found you a long time ago. So, like, let me not ignore the signs that he put in front of me. But deliverance is something that I definitely could see myself doing. And it's so crazy because well, I used to be like scary, like a certain stuff like that. Like, you know, like, oh my gosh, like, but it don't really faze me. I guess now that I know what it really is, you know what I mean? Like, it's of course it's not good, but it's not something that like is bad in a sense. Like, it's just what it is. Like, it's just really a spiritual warfare. So I definitely can see myself like maneuvering around in life and like really just delivering people.
I was scared when I seen it for the first time.
For real.
In real life, I was like, that joint started talking. I was like, oh no, I gotta get out of here. And then I was so lost because it looked like it hurt really bad. Like, the way the girl was on the ground, like, body was all,
yeah,
and everybody's happy. I'm like, yo, are we not looking at the same thing right now?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I see everybody happy, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this not bad, right?
I was like, yo, are we really looking at the same thing right now? This girl is about to break her neck down here on the ground. That joint was so crazy though. Like, and I don't know, I seen it about 3 times in person, and I just became, I'm still not used to it though, because I understand what's going on, but to see someone not in control of their body is creepy a little bit.
Yeah.
But you like, yeah, I want to deliver. You like ready to do that job.
I'm ready to cast these demons out for real. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but God is just putting it in me.
Could you picture yourself like evangelizing, like hitting the street with the sole purpose to like street preach and let people know about like Jesus?
Yes, like, yes. I ain't told everybody, but I guess I tell them now. When I had my encounter with this homeless guy that was in front of my salon, he was actually laying in front of my salon, like kind of sleeping there. And my stylist told him that he had to leave, and he left, but he was by the Burger King. He just kept sitting there. I just kept looking at him as I was doing hair, and I'm like, man, I said, I think he's hungry. It's cold. It's really cold outside. So I asked him. I was like, are you hungry? And he was like, I want some money. I was like, listen, I'm not gonna give you money. I was like, but I give you some food. So he was like, all right, well, give me a Whopper and cheese. I'm like, okay. So I come back out the store. I give him the Whopper and cheese, and I told him, I was like, I'm thinking about you, thinking about, the right thing to say. So I'm like, telling him Jesus loves him. And I just kept telling him that. I was like, you got to pray. And he looked at me and he started speaking a whole language. And my heart dropped.
Was he like angry when he was saying it?
That wasn't him. It just wasn't him. That wasn't the same person I was talking to. Like, he won't even, it was like, I don't know what he was saying, but it was like, like, it just started, like, he was just rambling, like, and I knew what time it was, and I didn't, like, I just walked away.
Is that what made you want to do deliverance?
I feel like that was just another, that was God tapping me on the shoulder
like,
again.
Where did it even come from? Like, the idea that, like, cause you came in the room like you was more sure about that than you were starting the hair studio.
I don't know. I just felt it. Like I just felt God kept telling me that, and then when that happened, I was like, yeah, because I don't know. Like I don't ever want to be in a position like that, like where I'm afraid of something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like when I walked away, like he had the upper hand. And it's like I knew exactly what time it was. You know what I'm saying? And
Excuse me.
I just wish that I could have, helped him in a way because that definitely wasn't him. Like that was a whole nother language and a whole nother voice.
I would have like we gotta get around here, bro.
Yeah, his face was like kind of scary too. So it was like I was like, oh my gosh. But definitely something that I'm ready to tap into.
Yeah, I think everybody actually need Jesus, yo. Like, there's no way around that jump.
Yeah.
I done looked into all the religions, and I kind of respect what everybody do, because everybody can make their own choices, yeah, but Jesus is literally the truth. From top to bottom, head to toe, from end to end, all ends of everything.
Especially casting out demons like that.
It's the most solid truth. Like, and the only thing that's gonna heal things is the truth. Like, it's no upper hand. You don't get an upper hand with God. You with Jesus. I'm gonna always say Jesus because I believe that Jesus is God, and I don't like to just say God because there's a millions of them. So
different.
I like to say Jesus, but I don't want to say it ain't no upper hand because when you have that relationship with him, that is an ultimate upper hand with life. But what I mean by upper hand is like you don't get that by. It's not like a special feature. It's like, and we don't have a faith like a works based type of faith. But you gotta like die to yourself to even have the upper hand. Like, so it's not like here I'm Jesus and here you get the cheat code to life. It's like, nah, you gotta love your wife, you gotta do this, you gotta be kind, you gotta stop being angry, you gotta stop doing this. So it's like it is kind of earned a little bit, but your salvation isn't an earned thing. That's like a gift for us. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
that's why I just think it's the most truest one, because there's no. Everything about it would make you not want to do it because of the things that you have to do to become the better person. Mm-hmm. In most situations, I feel like it's, well, you can still be bad, you can still be a hoe, you can still be this, and you a goddess, and you a god. It's like, nah, I don't want that. I want you a bad person. No matter what, like, you know what I'm saying? You're a bad person and you need to be better every single day. Like, that's what we all need to hear. We don't need to get a pat on the back for being pieces of trash, like, to each other.
Absolutely.
I seen a video earlier. This Instagram be having me crying like every morning. And I don't know if it's because the Holy Spirit like is in me. Like my heart hurts for people, or even it be videos of like soldiers coming home surprising their sons and stuff, and the kids be crying. It's like all that stuff be making me cry. But I seen this video. It was some other country, but. It was a crippled homeless man on the ground. His arm was shaking. Mm-hmm. So it's like, he probably can't even drink his own drink because his arm was shaking. But out of all these adults that was around this man, a little girl probably by the age of 5 or 6 was the one that stopped and picked up his water and gave it to him. And it just made me cry and just look at the world like those are the people that need Jesus, because how can this little girl see that this man need help way more than all the y'all adults?
The heart is pure.
And then her dad came in, like, was taking her away as if he didn't even. I mean, I get it, because you don't want to turn around and see your child like over there with some crippled homeless man, but I don't know. It just made me hurt a little bit. And then I be seeing the videos of. I saw another video. It was this guy walking around knocking on people's door, paying their rent. And this is what I mean by the coincidence is like, he knocked on somebody's door. Hey, how much you pay for rent here? You know what I'm saying? He like $1,200. Pull out his pocket $1,200, and the dude's like, like, are you an angel or something? Like, I was just praying for this yesterday. I don't have the money for my rent and everything. I'm just like, man, that's crazy. Like,
It be like that. That's one thing I like about, just having Jesus as our savior, because he's always on time. And I always used to hear, like, he won't put anything on you that you can't bear. And I want to say, as I look back on life, like, man, there's a lot of things that could have went left, all the way left, and just having him around, even when I didn't fully understand him, like, he never left my side, and I'm just forever thankful for that.
I think about so many times now. Like the night we was doing a Bible study, and I was like, I learned something real good about prayer that night. Because it can start with simple things.
Yeah.
But the more you begin to be thankful about simple things, you start thinking about the really bigger picture. And it's like the picture just get bigger and bigger, 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 bigger. But I forgot what we were saying for real.
He was talking about
I forgot what you said.
I was just talking about, like, it could have been worse.
Oh yeah. I just think about all the times he saved me back then. Yeah. Like I completely overlooked the point in time where the guy was gonna kill me. Like, because when I was worldly or just living my life at the time, it was like, oh well, you came to kill me, but you realize I'm a cool dude, and that's that. Like, but now I know that God saved my life, because I didn't have no gun. I never even thought about getting a gun at that time. Like, and it was twice. He came to do me twice. One night they came to get me at a show, and for some reason it didn't go down. And then the second time, the person who made up the beef between me and him called him while he was on his way to my house, and he ended up not doing it. But I really would have just been gone. Like,
that's crazy though, and that's just that lifestyle, and that's why it's so, that lifestyle. Like how they say, birds of a feather flock together.
I would have went to hell too.
You are the company you keep.
I would have went to hell.
Man.
For real, like, because now I know, like, I ain't have no. I was talking people out of it. Like, you can ask T-Luck.
I know we both did.
I fully convinced that man not to believe in Jesus.
We both did.
And I feel so guilty. Like, I feel like now. I mean, I told him, he see what I'm doing. I send him music and stuff, but I feel like it's my job to get him back where he was at. You know what I'm saying? Because when I met Luck, I don't think T-Luck was. I mean, he come from a certain area in Florida, though, so I know.
He believed in God.
Yeah,
he believed in Jesus.
When I met him as the military husband he was, I don't know how much weed and stuff was involved until he came around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel guilty a little bit about introducing him to some of this stuff. But he come from, Florida. So I ain't no telling what I don't know. I didn't know him before then, so I don't know. But I definitely would like to see him start walking in his purpose, because I know T-Luck is a good dude at heart anyway. You know what I'm saying?
T-Luck is definitely a good dude. I feel like that too with Reese. I actually told her I apologized, because I remember, she came to me when I was, doing on the spirituality type thing, when I'm outside with my crystals, looking at the moon, trying to figure out what the heck am I supposed to be.
You really did that?
Yo, I did that. Like,
somebody get Daniel Adams on the phone.
It didn't make no sense to me. It made no sense to me. Like,
what was you doing it for though? Like,
because it was like, dude, there's a full moon outside. You gotta go outside. So I'm like, let me grab my crystals. I'm grabbing my crystals. I lined them things up in the street. I'm just sitting out there.
What you mean line them up in the street? You had to put them in like a circle or something?
Nah, I didn't put them in a circle. I just lined them up. Like, I don't know what was going on. Okay, I'm just.
Did I have to say anything?
I don't know. I was just praying. That's the crazy part. Like, I was just praying. But,
like normal.
Yeah, like normal praying. But like even with Reese, she me and her, we go way back, but she's always been in the church. You know, her family, like they always been in the church. They first ladies, they grandparents and stuff. So I kind of, put her on to the spirituality stuff. And when I got saved, like I made it my business to talk to her. I even cried on the phone with her. Like I told her I was so sorry. And I think it really made our relationship stronger because she told me, she was like, I look at you in a whole different light because it takes, a real person to, like do something like that.
I ain't get my sorry. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing.
Wait, sorry, what? Well, no, like, she was like, take a real person to do something like that. So,
hey, when you first came back with all that rocks and all that stuff, you were like, being a witch ain't that bad. I'm like, I ain't never heard witch.
I said that.
I've never heard the word witch used in a good way. I was like, I'm good on all that. Like, I'm good.
And I'm just so, like, pressed on, like, just being that good witch. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I just think,
you
like,
had the book.
I had the book. And what's so crazy is, like, the book, like, it was just really about, just like herbs. And herbs is not bad, but it's just like all that, how they manipulate it and make it so bad. Like, herbs, that's what medicine was before, the Rockefeller actually took over the pharmaceutical industry. But the way they just tied it into the whole witchcraft and all, it's crazy, man.
So how was your experience with like Jade and Unique in them? Because I wasn't there. I was completely separate from y'all that night, but I know what it is to be with them because they do that to me too. It's like they love when you so hard. So it's like, what was that like for you?
It was like family. It was definitely like family. Like at first, I'm not gonna lie. Like they was like, "Hi, Ray." I'm like, "Okay." Like I'm not gonna lie. So I'm like, "Oh, like it's kind of awkward, But then like, and I was also nervous too. Like I don't know why I was just nervous, but when Zoe had said something about my mom, it just like really like it just really like messed me up a little bit. Like,
when you gave me that look, I thought you thought that I told them what we was going through in the marriage when I was like, oh, I messed up.
No, like I just was like, yo, like I knew exactly what it was. I didn't, I couldn't question it because I knew what it was. But I'm like, yo, like, dang, like he don't even know I just, hit my mom's up like the day before, like, and so he don't even know me, but it definitely it was family, like I definitely I really love them, like very like family. Me and Unique, we definitely one and the same, with a lot of things. So, and she like we got a lot in common. Definitely got a lot in common.
Yeah, they cool people. Like they don't even like they take the word fellowship serious. Like, cause I'm a private person. Like, while everybody else doing what they do, I'm going to my room to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, nope, no game today, Rick. Like, even was in the crib, she's like, Rick, no reading the Bible, cause it's like I have to get out of my shell and be amongst our people. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not time to be in the corner being all on your own. You know what I'm saying? But I like them though, cause you could tell them like some of your most vulnerable stuff, and it's like it's no judgment at all. It's just all trying to work you through it and jump.
Absolutely.
That's why I just love my new set of friends and family.
Ain't that so cool though?
Yeah, like cause my whole life I grew up like my definition of positive conversation is, yeah, we about to get this money, bro. We finna get these souls. You know what I mean? We finna get rich, you know what I'm saying? Be all that. That was my definition of positive, like, you know what I'm saying? But now it's totally different. Like, all of that stuff don't even matter. I don't even think about wanting to be famous no more. Like, as bad as I wanted to, I was going so hard trying to be like a famous rapper. That was crazy.
Right. I definitely had my time where I wanted to be like this famous model or whatever. I remember me like in Instagram, like talking to like Jack Boy and all that, like, oh yeah, like, I know these people, like, like it's not the wave. Like, I don't want that. If anything, I just want that, generational wealth so our kids could be good. But other than that,
The thing is realizing that you could get all of it outside of God and still not be happy, and that's what helped me turn away from the whole songwriting thing. Like, because I really do believe if I would have kept pressing it, I would have got that break. Like, I would have got my placements, I would have got the publishing deals, but
look at the music you would have been putting out.
it just would have been worthless if I don't get it with God. Like, what good is it if I don't got the approval from God to have it?
Yeah.
I would still be rich and depressed. I would still be, famous and lonely. Like, I don't want that. It's not worth it. It'll never be worth it. And I'm just glad I didn't have to sign a contract that I would be in debt for like the next 10 years of my life or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's another thing too.
I'm cool with it, man. And I'm definitely trying to. I keep in my head feeling like I'm gonna be a preacher one day.
I see that. And
I keep feeling like I'm going to be a youth pastor too. Because for some reason I just love children, and I want to save children too. Because I feel like if they would have pressed me when I was younger, my life would have turned out different. Even though I don't regret anything, but we have 7 kids up under us. Like, I want them to grow up their life like with Jesus in their life.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I know my ministry will be music. Yeah. So I just think from here forward, I'm just gonna keep pressing the music. Like, and I definitely want to get a karaoke machine and go to Virginia Beach or hit somebody corner and perform my music and talk about Jesus.
That's definitely gonna come into work. We're gonna be.
God was telling me to do it, like, not like later on. Like, that's something I need to be doing at least like once or twice a week.
We got to. I think this area like really needs us. I feel like that's why God is keeping us here, because they need us bad out here. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, the young kids out here tripping.
He definitely tripping. Definitely tripping. It's to the point where, like, I remember I was going to Target. I was on the phone with you. I was Layla's birthday. I was at Target and it was so many kids outside and I was so nervous. And I'm like, dang, like, like I was nervous. Like, I'm normally not nervous, but I felt like I was like an older person, like, but it just felt so uncomfortable. Like, and they were not doing anything good. So they were doing wrong, but it's just like our children need us. And that's why I really feel like God is really pushing me towards deliverance, because I can talk to anybody. Like, I'm very diverse. I know I can talk to anybody, and I know that I wouldn't mind like being out there on the street, like really delivering people. Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't care.
Now that I think about it, I think that's why He allowed me to, even though I was doing it outside of Him, He allowed me to gain so much influence in our community so I can bring change to it, or assist Him with bringing change to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I actually do think some of these young dudes would listen to me.
They will. They will.
And some of the older ones too. I just want that, like, that's like the main thing that makes me want to move to like Chicago or to move to Baltimore is because they already moving in and they already have the community. But at the same time, we gotta have it here. Like, we can't just run from it. Like, can't just go there and not do it for where we from. Like, people really need it, man.
Especially out here, like, I just the interaction, just about the the thing that's coming up in August that we're putting into work. Like, just the feedback on that just lets me know alone that is very foreign. And it's something that is needed here.
And people watching too, believe it or not. That post I made the other day that came off suicidal.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't mean to be suicidal, it literally was a lyric from the song that I was doing at the moment. But it shows me, for one, I'm not the only one that feel that way.
Nope.
There's a lot of people. I didn't even think it was gonna get that many likes. Like, it's still going up. That let me know that a lot of people are still hurting too. You know what I'm saying? Because some people think because you become a Christian that nothing's gonna hurt no more and things like that. For some people it don't. But for me, I gotta be authentic in how I feel. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with me feeling how I feel. I just shouldn't act on my feelings all the time. But I can feel like, you know, I can feel things. But it let me know that people hurt. Like, people really do hurt. You know what I'm saying? And all them comments let me know that even in my hurt, I'm still helping people. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are still looking at my life and what I have going on and seeing change and letting that affect them too. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I know one of my friends was up there. She just lost her mom.
Sheesh.
You know, so just to see her, like, just relating and just, spreading that love on you, despite what she was going through, like, that just made me, that did something to me. Yeah, she also commented on the post I made earlier today, like, she's ready for it. She can't wait. So I told her, I said, I can't wait to introduce you to her.
I need to get that Bible study jumping, man.
Yeah, man. Maybe in my inbox blowing me up about the Bible study.
What you just doing?
I'm gonna do them. I told Reese I need her help with that. That's my mini Bible, my Bible in human form.
I picture him going real well though, cause just one or two people Bible studying is just two different perspectives every time. So when we get a group of people, it's gonna be amazing when we start doing it. I just can't wait to start doing it. It gives us a reason to read the Bible more, and it's just like the revelations from reading the Bible is, because I know, remember at one point in time you were trying to figure out how God speaks to you. He speaks in like revelation. So it's like when we were just talking just now, me now knowing that I got this influence to use it for change was revelation.
Right.
So it's like, as you talking, he's downloading things like to me. Just like before I went to Baltimore, Marcus called me mad excited, like, yo, Rick, man, like, this guy just was telling me, man, it's about to be an amazing, it's about to be crazy, man, it's about to be a big change, like, just excited. And I'm like, word, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But as I'm recording live, listening to his verse on that one of the songs we got called I Surrender, I literally could just feel the Holy Spirit like from the song. And all the songs we made, I just feel like God was confirming Marcus's excitement to me. You know what I'm saying? To the point I had to call Marcus. I was like, okay, yeah, it's a go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gave me the word. Like, I'm just confirming what you were feeling that day. You know what I'm saying? It is about to be a big change, big year.
Yeah, that's crazy, because you need to call him back again, because I definitely was feeling the Holy Spirit driving back. It's so crazy because I was tired.
Yeah. That music was hitting different when I woke up today in the car.
That music, like, when I'm telling you, like, I was kind of a little bit nervous because I was driving, I was tired, and I was like, we was listening to your that stuff that you had on Netflix. I was like, let me listen to some music, and it did something to me. Like, I wasn't tired after that. I was bumping, hands up, praying, worshiping, like all of that, and it just came in my mind, like, again, concert. Like, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Like, festival, you gotta do it. I just had a conversation with Reese about it last week. I got that feeling again when Bella was recording. And I'm like, why not? Because, I put together something so big like that. Why not do it for the kingdom?
And what's crazy is when you did it last time, I didn't want to overstep my boundaries by saying it could be for the kingdom. But
I came to you about it, remember?
I know, but I'm talking about the Afro punk one you had.
Yeah.
Especially with the stuff you had involved with it.
Yes.
Like, so I didn't want to overstep my boundary because, as the entrepreneur, like, as my wife, I'm going to support whatever it is you do. And I'm not going to throw my idea in or whatever. But I feel like this time God is going to show you why He made it rain the first time.
I definitely agree. I was telling when I went on brunch, I was telling my friend Ashley, the one that braids, I was telling her about it because they was like, you're doing it this year, and I was like, no, and they was like, why? I was like, because I didn't think that that's what God wanted me to do, and I was like, even with it being rained on, the rain was a confirmation, but like I really went through like a lot mentally trying to do the second one because I didn't want to like just what I'm saying, just back out of it. I know I had to go through, but I didn't want to go through with it because I knew that that's not what God wanted me to do.
Yeah, He gonna turn this one up though.
But this
I already
one
know
right
He
here
gonna do
is
it.
gonna be like the people, they already ready for it. They ready for it, and man, it's so many young people out here that are followers of Christ, and it's like we don't. I know some, but it's so many. It's so many, and it's gonna be real big. Like something that Virginia is gonna be another first. Virginia, this area has never had.
The thing about it though
And it's gonna be the color, the place.
is we supposed to be living out our faith to the point that people want to know who we serve, or like I was recording people I've been recording probably for like 7 years now. They came here probably like a month ago, and I'm just talking about my faith. Like I'm just talking about where I'm at with my life. And like, we Christians too. I'm like, I've been knowing you for 7 years and I don't know this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not. I don't think that's a good thing.
Right.
Like
right.
you know what I'm saying? And we was smoking. We sinning. You know what I mean? But my thing is, everybody's gonna know that I'm a Christian and I believe Jesus is God. Absolutely. And I believe in Jesus Christ like as my Lord and Savior. So it's not gonna be no 7 years and I've never seen you post secrets about it or nothing. It's like secrets. Yeah, we gotta do something about that.
That's like, standing up, like, walking in your purpose, going against the grain. I think a lot of people is afraid to go against the grain. I don't mind going against the grain because I always want to go against the grain, but like you can't tell me that I don't believe in Jesus. Like, even the message that I received today, like I didn't even open it because it's like it ain't even.
Yeah, my thing is,
I said what I said.
Whenever I get that stuff though, like anyone, like yo, when you look at followers of Christ, that's all we talk about.
Yeah,
because that's how serious and how much love it really is. So whenever people come to me with this spirituality stuff, y'all post more about y'all life than anything else. Y'all don't be trying to bring people out of darkness or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's even with like the spirituality, like it don't really seem like it's like what's the end goal?
And if what he believed in was so strong, why does it take for you to share your faith in Jesus for him to combat it?
That's how it always is.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it always is. But I really pat myself on the back and I thank God because I it's so easy to just open a message and just, what I'm saying, try to, like plead your reasoning, but it's like I don't need no explanation for
nobody. It's not even that. God don't need us to defend him. Yeah, that's what I be saying to myself. Like I just been telling myself that a whole lot lately. Is like I am happy that I get the chance to defend God if I can, but he don't need me to defend him. Like
absolutely.
Look at the world. Like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Other than just share the glory of God. Like, that's really all I want to do. Like,
absolutely.
And it's serious. Like, I'm serious. Like, I wish, not that I wish, but I really cannot picture myself waking up one day and saying, you know what? I don't want to be a Christian no more.
Yeah. Not with them smiles.
This is a lifelong decision for me.
Not with them smiles, not with them blessings.
There's the only thing that can come and change my mind is if God himself came down to me and said, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. He had to come to me physically and tell me this ain't it.
He gotta be like, this ain't it.
Yeah, like, but until then, I'm good. I'm locked in. Like, you can show me any document. You can show me any whatever you want. If it ain't got nothing to do with changing your heart, I don't want no parts of it.
Definitely. So, and that's what I love about Christ.
What?
The fact that like it teaches like it's a goal. Like there's a there's like a set of rules. Like the spirituality, like you just on your own. Like I don't even know
The point of it
what the
is,
yeah, like I don't know what do we do other than like the crystals or I don't know. I don't know. There's no guidance. There's no rules, no overall
it's deception
goal.
is what
There's
it is
there's
all the way
nothing.
around,
Cause just teach you to believe that you are God and that's just it. I guess you just live the way you want to live.
which is terrible.
Now, I need guidance. I always need structure.
Yeah, man. So this is a piece of God. I called it that for a specific purpose. Because we were all created
Peace
in
of
His
God.
image, which means you a piece. I want peace. This
Peace
is a
and
piece. This is a piece. The
everything
camera's
a
a piece.
piece.
Everything is a piece of God, and I just like to be able to share our piece. One thing I see with us doing this together is I get to constantly learn my wife.
Yes. I get to learn
It's in a
something.
setting where we shouldn't fuss about our
No.
disagreements. And like I said, it's like, as my best friend, you know what I'm saying? It's like, everything I do, I wanted to do it with you the whole time anyway. But I can't force you to do nothing. But I did get, the microphone and stuff. And this is the first time using it. And I'm just excited. Like,
I'm super excited too. And I was like, normally, you know how I am. I was like, I mean, I gotta do my hair. I gotta do this. I was like, man, I ain't got time for that right now.
yeah, I'm
Like, I
forgetting. I'm
just
sitting here talking like we at somebody